Hey, look what I have. Do you want it? Does he want it? Do they want it? Who wants it? Welcome to the Gameweek 5 Captain Picks. This is the series where I expose all, revealing who I captain, as well as suggesting my top 5 captain picks of the week, which are always, never failed, the highest scoring players every week, right? With last week, I suggested these. Salah, the only one that wasn't a blanker, in a game where his team lost 7-2. But I captained De Bruyne, and we all know how that went. I like it! But moving on to my Game Week 5 captain picks, starting with Bruno! Will he be a Brew? Yes, this week, as he plays Newcastle away. Now, away days up to Newcastle can always be a wobbly one. You might score a hat-trick, then end up in a nightclub on Geordie Shore, hey? Or you might actually get spanked by good old Stevie Bruce. To me, they both sound like pretty good days, to be honest. But even though Man United were, not at their best, shall we say, where they got demolished by Spurs, Bruno still managed to get those FPL points. So imagine what he would get if they could actually play football again. But this pick here is kind of a weird and wacky one though, where his team is out of form, but he's kind of in form, against a team that is also in form, but then could very easily be very bad on a day. So I'm not quite 100% sure about this one, but there ain't that many great captindinho options spinning around this week. So that is why Bruno is here as my first captain pick of the week. With our next captain, and my captain, for the 3rd week running, but hopefully not a blanker for the bloody 3rd week running. It's Kevin De Bruyne! Now, yes, whoa, stop shouting! I know that he's flagged on FPL and potentially injured, and I know he might not play, but if he is able to play, then I think he will start. So I'm going to slap that captain armband on him. But then this is also a reminder to always select your vice captain as your second choice, just in case your captain doesn't play, which is what I do be doing here. But De Bruyne, even with what looks like a slightly bad start to the season, he's still got a goal and assist and quite a few points. And he's been very close to even more. Almost creating the most big chances out of anyone. And he's just quite a good player, isn't he? But this week he plays the Gunners, where he actually has a fetish for scoring against them, apparently. Like, now, why does he score against them every single time in the league? Like, how? But could that happen again this time? Which is why I'm reaching his arm out and slapping that big C on him as my captain for all the double points this week. Wait, if you're French and you play FPL, do you call it a game week? With next, the current top point scorer out of anyone. It's gone, my son. Just the 6 goals and 1 assist in the first 4 games so far. No biggie. And just the 45 total FPL points, even though he's blanked in half of his games. So apparently, when he scores big. But this week, him and Spursy play West Ham at home. Now, West Ham could potentially be a harder game for them, as on a good day, they won't be blowing bubbles and will actually know how to kick a ball and play football. But then sometimes they are proper wibbly-wobbly West Ham, and will get West hammered by all of the golassos. So what way will it go this time? Son's got the form and he's got the fixture, and there's no extra ingredients required in that recipe to potentially get a handful amount of points there. Making Son my 3rd captain option, and probably my captain option if I add him in my actual team. I don't have him in my actual team, so he's not my captain option, but he's a captain option here. With next, definitely the best captain option to ever exist in the Premier League. It's Timo Werner. Yes, I do still know he hasn't scored in the league yet, but I think this week might finally be time he does. Hang on, lads, got some slurp juice to drink. We all know that the suicidal high lines that teams play usually means they can get caught in behind and concede like all of the goals. Just like when Son slapped Southampton silly and did that 4 times in the game, getting in behind them and scoring all of the goals. All of them. Every single one of them. But I feel like that's how this game might go. But actually, let Bacon Boy here give you a bit of story time prediction of how I think this game will actually go. Southampton will actually sit back at first, not allowing Chelsea any space in behind, forcing them to have to play through the lines and get through them a different way. But then good old Chelsea, classic Chelsea, eventually getting a goal, probably from their best finisher in their team, Kurt Zouma, which will then force Southampton to push forward a bit more to try and get back into the game, which will then allow some space in behind to finally get Timo his first ever goal for Chelsea in the Premier League. Now, this might not happen, and I definitely wouldn't have the confidence to pick him as a captain. But even though he's been stuck in first gear all season, he's still a very good striker and could easily score a couple of goals, making him my 4th captain choice for the week. With our final forward here being last season's Golden Boot wearer and top goal scorer, it's Jamie Vardy. He's definitely been having a party so far this year, as he's already scored 5 goals in 4 games. 4 of those were from penalties, but you know. But even though he might be really quiet in some games, it's still not a shock to most if he goes and scores an hat-trick. Like, it's just not, is it? So he's got the form as well as the fixture, playing Aston Villa next. Oh, the team that just beat the champion 7-2, right? But I don't actually think this game will be anything like that, where both of these teams kind of cancel each other out, and I reckon Leicester will probably get the result here. But I don't actually think there'll be too many goals in the game, but with all the hard fixtures this week to predict, I have to put the top banger here, Jamie Vardy, on the list as my final captain pick for the week. Where do we go? And that is it. Bit of a tough boy one this week, lads, to try and choose some good options, as Everton play Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal, and all the games are just not the easiest for everyone else as well right now, as well as all the whipping boys are playing the other whipping boys, so that doesn't help us, does it? So nothing too juicy standing out this week, which is why I myself am going to captain Kevin De Bruyne and then vice captain Bruno, just in case he doesn't play. So I have a question for you. As always, who are you going to captain? Who are you going to do? Who are you going to captain, huh? But that is it. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great FPL weekend, lads. And remember...
Don't be a cheeky scrub. Subscribe to Nathan Bacon right now.